good? What's good? Everybody's. Real quick, the Knicks beat the Nets tonight, 111 to 107 to complete the regular season sweep. You know what I mean? And keep our 50-win dreams alive. Tonight we have a very, very special guest, my guy Eru from Die Hard Knicks podcast. Thank you for pulling up with us tonight and
No doubt, man.
celebrate, kicking the Knicks ass. Kicking the Nets ass because the Nets kicked the ass for the last 2 years and last like 3 years or whatever. And then finally kick our ass and you here to celebrate this with us
No doubt.
is very dope. Yeah, I mean, so real quick, we're gonna go around the panel and get a quick temperature on, how they felt about the night. Got to start with the co-host, Kev. What's good?
What up, y'all? What up, y'all? You know, we things kind of started off rough in that first quarter. I think the Nets started off on a 11 run. But some way somehow, we kept fighting. We kept trying to stay in the game. Once I seen Josh Hart hit that 3-point shot to end the half, I said to myself, man, we winning this game, bro. There's no way we lose this game. We was down by 17. We fought all the way back to bring it to 9 at halftime. And then once we started off the third quarter and the guys just started hitting shots, I said, yeah, this game we got it in the bag. But shout out to the Nets. They did make they did make it a little fight towards the end of the game, but when you have a guy like Jalen Brunson, it's kind of hard to beat him when he's on like the way he's on. So shout out to the guys for pulling out the win and pulling off the sweep. It's about time, bro. We've been asking for this for the past 2 years. And we kind of said this would happen before the season starts. So for it to actually happen, salute to the guys, man.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next person, let me get some shout outs out the way. I see my people in the building. BJ, what's good? I see you, good brother. Coach was good. Coach is in the building. Darlene, as always, is in the building. You feel me? Marlon Mayhem is in the building. Word. Mike
Good, y'all.
Robinson, he's a Net fan, but he's in the building. That's my guy.
That's my guy, Mike. Salute to my guy, Mike. Man.
He keep it a buck. Yeah,
He do.
Michael Brown
in the building. Yeah, absolutely. Mrs. Knicks, we're gonna go next to you. Yeah,
all I'm gonna say. No, it was a good win. The Knicks doing Knicks things. No matter how down and out we are, we always find a way to claw our way back, and that's Knicks basketball at this point. JB doing JB things as always. At this point, anything less is uncivilized. But big shout out to OG as well. OG came out in the third, lighting it up, cooking in there. And another shout out to, my boy, Mitch. You see him getting his timing back, hitting some crucial free throws, putbacks, rebounds. So I'm proud. I'm very proud. And it's always great to beat Brooklyn.
Absolutely. Fraz, sorry to make you last, but we got to guess I can't make him last. You know what I mean? Eru, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good, man. I missed the first half. I gotta keep it a buck. I was hanging out with my sisters. They going to Houston, so I had to show them up before I got out of there. But I did catch the second half. So I see the first quarter is one of those first quarter blues where we were playing with our food and stuff. Let the Nets, get into us a little bit. That's all you need to do is give these bum teams a little bit of confidence, and then next thing you know, you get to perform with the whole damn game, man. So, you know, I'm happy to say this. Once I started tuning in, that's when the Knicks started to catch the lead and stuff. So I never actually seen the Knicks behind when I started
Yeah,
watching.
Oh,
Yeah, so I mean, you know, good stuff, man. This guy, Cam Thomas for the Nets, if I could speak up for them, they should have been playing that dude all year, man. They've been dicking him around. Excuse my language. I don't know how.
No, you
no, no, no.
good.
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
you
Talk
good
about
here, bro. You good here.
oh yeah.
yeah. You
I'm
know,
about to let some obscenities fly later. Just letting you know.
yeah. You know, they've been kind of playing around with him for his entire career, so it's good to see him get off and stuff. But I thought the Knicks did a good job of playing their style of basketball like always, and then we just held them down, and did what we do.
Absolutely. Fraz, you already know. I need you to start off your speech the way you need to start off your speech, Fraz. Let's go.
Uh, First and foremost, you already know the vibery. It is your boy, Fraz Fraz, in the building. The parlay lord is here. Shout out to Mr. Ish Kano. Shout out my conglomerate family. CJ the Troll God, Rampage Ray, JJ, we see you. All the people in here in the chat. Shout out to our guest, Die Hard Evil in the building. We appreciate you on the pull up. Listen, all I'm going to say is this. I was a little worried when Jalen Brunson had a slow start to this game, only because it was a back to back. And I understand, on these back to backs, it takes Jalen Brunson a little bit to get going. But when he gets going, man, it's like he could just make up for the time he missed out on points. And he easily had a 30 piece in what, roughly
30,
3 quarters?
yeah. 30 piece and
Three
3/4 facts.
In
things.
2.5, really, because he didn't score till like almost the end of the second quarter.
Fucking
Nah,
quarter,
he didn't
exactly.
score to the end of the first quarter. In the
All
first quarter,
right.
he had like 9 at the end of the second quarter.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. I think it was that deuce. He had a deuce at the end of the first quarter, I think it was.
Yeah, yeah, facts, facts. That's facts.
Who Brunson? Brunson has
Yeah.
who Brunson?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brunson had 0 points in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the second quarter.
Oh, so
Yeah,
you was right. You was right. My bad. My bad. This is Knicks. I'm sorry. My bad.
yeah.
Good, Fred.
Yeah. So, okay. So, for 3 quarters, this man put up 30, 30 points again. How many
hmm
games? Nine in a row right now. 30-point game for Brunson, if I'm
Insane.
correct.
It's I don't know. It's a lot of
I
games.
believe
I
it's
don't know.
nine right now because he just had the back-to-back 40.
Yeah,
hmm
facts.
He had another 30 piece the game before last, and now this 30 piece. So yeah, I think it's nine of them things right now. Nine
That's
straight
crazy.
games, 30 points or more. You could check that. Check me if I'm wrong. Also, the fact that the rim protector named the Loch Ness Monster is back in the building, and the hacker miss backfired on them at the end of the game because even though you saw a little frustration on me, he came out and made free throws. Now the key with that is you get one free throw, that's a win for us. And he it gave us the win on them 3 possessions before this because how it works is you could do that hacker miss shit up to the 2 minute mark. After that you can't do that no more because it changes to the bonus in 2 fouls after 2 minutes. So
Yo,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
another. Okay, I'm just making sure my volume was good. My bad.
No,
But
you good. You good.
other than that, my boy Josh Hart doing wonderful things like he does once again. You know, and the fact that we got to give Hartenstein a break was crucial because he's taking a lot of wear and tear on the season, and I also think should rest a couple more of our guys going into the playoffs, and I'm gonna keep it at that for now because I know I was a little
All
long.
right. Nah. So boom. Shout out to everybody. First of all, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Sharing is
Sharon,
always caring. Yeah, I
uh,
mean, Yeah, I hope y'all noticed my little accessory, the toothpick. That's what the villains do in movies, right? The villains always have a toothpick in the movie. That's how I'm feeling right now, right? Because the villains always do shit that's not expected of them, right? And what is not expected of us is to be this good this season. We've been talking about this since the beginning of this season. The Knicks are not supposed to be in this spot. They're not, according to the outside. So I'm practicing for tomorrow too for the podcast. You already know. 'Cause I'm gonna be the villain over there, big time. So I'm practicing with the toothpick. But the talk about tonight's game. Oh, I missed a few shout outs. I'm sorry. My guy Jimmy J1. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Gotta shout out my guy
What?
Jimmy J1 in the building. It was
What up, Jimmy?
Tro God is in the building. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, uh King my
King
nigga
Q8
Freeze.
in the building. What's goody, bro? Um,
Um,
yeah, go ahead,
did
bro.
I just freeze? Did I just freeze? I think I just froze. Damn it.
Yeah, you back though.
Oh wait, that's my. I think that's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. Quincy. Yeah. Shout out my guy. Yeah. I know who that
Shit.
is. That's his YouTube.
You good, T
Shit.
time?
Hold up.
Yo, T, you good, T? Oh, I think he did freeze. I think he did freeze. But yeah, to what he was saying,
We
we
good?
wasn't supposed to. Yeah, you
Y'all can
good
hear me?
now. Yeah, you good
Nah,
now. You good now.
I gotta leave because everybody sound like a fucking chipmunk here right now. So I'm gonna leave and be right back.
I. But yeah, to what he was saying, you know, once the injuries occurred, once we lost Jew, once we lost OG, we already had Mitch on the bench. I mean, you know, out. Uh, you know, we really wasn't supposed to be where we at right now, in my opinion. Um, you know, a lot of people counted us out. They said they said you know, we wasn't gonna supposed to
Okay,
be
there
this
we
good.
go.
You back.
Your boy is
You know,
back. I'm,
they were saying Jalen Brunson wasn't the guy, wasn't the best player, right, on the court at some point. That completely turned around on him. And to be honest with you, to me, in my
Kev,
opinion, yo,
yo, Kev. I don't even.
yo,
We gonna get into that, Kev. I'm trying to save that a little bit for
okay.
later.
So go ahead, do your thing.
I'm trying. First of all, I need everybody to put them brooms in the chat. That needs to happen right now.
All right.
I need I need all
All
the
right.
brooms in the chat right now. That's a
Oh,
fact.
can I?
If you in the
Who's
building,
on?
brooms got to be in the chat. So now let's start from the beginning of the game. I was not worried, not one bit. I'm sitting here, got the cognac in hand. I saw us go down 11 zip. I saw it. And I'm like,
Yeah,
sip the Hennessy, sip the
yeah.
Hennessy, kept on doing what I was doing, watching the game. I was frustrated with some of the shit that we was doing, but I was like, I had no worries. Because I know the third quarter of boom is coming. And if we can keep this game under 20 points, we're going to win. Absolutely. Right? So boom.
Hmm.
First quarter go by. I'm not impressed. We almost left that first quarter with 5 points. I ain't gonna lie. It's like 2 minutes and something left, and we had 5 points in the first quarter. I said, yo, this shit about to be embarrassing if we don't get out the first quarter with 5 points. But I also looked at the way that they started the game. They started the game feeling like we was gonna walk through these guys. And I think that's how the Knicks players was approaching this game. These guys is trash. They probably saw the injury report just like we saw the injury report. No Dennis Schroeder, no DFS Dennis Finney Smith, no Cam Johnson. They're like, oh, we're gonna walk through these guys. These guys is ass, right? And
Hmm.
they came in, lo and behold, the Nets came out to play, but I wasn't worried. Second quarter, I said, yo, if we keep this game under 20 points, we definitely gonna win. We went into the second half down 10. what I text the group chat.
We definitely about to win.
Yo,
He said
yo.
we
That's
definitely about
exactly
to
what I text the
win.
group chat.
10 toes down out here.
That's exactly what we was 10. I said, yo, we definitely about to win this game. That's a fact.
Yep.
Because
Mhm.
I knew at the end of the day, as bad as we shot in the first quarter, that wasn't going to persist throughout the whole entire game. Coach Tommy T, even though I had my disagreements with him, the second half of the season has been the master of adjustments. The master of adjustments. And again, we've seen the same thing. Cam Thomas was shut out the whole third quarter. He
Yep.
left the third. He had 22 the first half, had 0 the third quarter.
Yeah, that's
You know what I
The
mean?
OG effect.
yep.
OG effect. You know what I mean? And we're gonna talk about how OG stepped the kid, because I think JB sold it a little bit on the foul. Honestly, you know what I mean? Honestly, I think he sold it a little bit. But to see somebody like OG, who's not known for being that rambunctious type, to walk up to Boy and be like, yo, chill the fuck out. I was like, yeah.
But you talking about the last play, the Brunson play?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
pushed him.
I heard you guys. A bunch of you guys was giving praise to Mitch. What do you think about Mitch not being the one to do that? Because when it was going down, Mitch was on the outside talking about, hey, don't do that, don't do that.
Yeah.
Listen.
I'm not a Mitch fan, man, so I'm just throwing it out there.
All right. So listen. Good brother Eru, this is where we might disagree. I love Mitch. But you don't need the whole team to do it. You feel me? You don't. If somebody steps up and be that guy to let somebody know that we not going for that shit. That's all you need. It's all you need. We don't need. And Mitch he's a goofball, a lovable guy. I want him to put all his energy on getting offensive rebounds and dunking on niggas. That's it.
One thing I didn't like about it though is that they was pulling on OG. They was pulling on his arms and stuff. He just had surgery, was out, and they pulling on his arms and stuff like that. So I didn't like that. You know, Mitch needed to get in between that. You know, that's his job. That's his job.
That's not who Mitch is as a person. You know what I mean? And I don't want nobody to step out who they are as a person to try to do shit that they not about doing. You feel me? I feel like Hartenstein is more of that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Hartenstein would have definitely been in there.
I'm surprised it wasn't Josh Hart.
Word.
But that goes to my point. You don't need the whole team to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you need that one guy to address the issue. Like, yo, as a team, we not going for that. You know what I mean? And OG did exactly, and he did it the right way. He got a double tech. He wasn't the one. He didn't push him. He didn't do none of that shit. He went to his face as a man. Yo, fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And Ken Thomas tried to leave me alone. You know what I mean?
Nick's been doing that. Been very professional. You know, we play great defense, but we're not bullies. We never bully anybody this entire season. We just play great defense and like gentleman defense. You know, everybody else keeps trying to hurt us. Like Cam pushing them into the stands. We don't do stuff like that. We just play our defense and we don't even cheer or nothing. So that's what I love about our Knicks.
Yo, can I ask you? Can I ask? Can I ask you?
Keep putting them brooms in the chat, man. Keep putting them brooms in the chat, everybody. Go ahead, Kev. My fault.
I'm gonna tell you, this was a question for Eru. What are your dislikes about Mitchell Robinson? Like, what is it that makes you? What is it that makes him not make you not a fan of his?
Well, I don't like the just like basic things that he doesn't do. Like he can't make layups. That's number one. Like his offensive rebounds, a lot of them, he's like standing like say like underneath the basket, but like at the baseline. So when the shot goes up, then he comes back. And there was one play today where he was just standing straight up and he was just reaching for the rebound. You know, somebody, you know, when you're supposed to box out, then you won't have to reach out because let the ball come to you. So I just feel like he wastes a lot of our time because he makes a lot of great plays defensively and stuff like that. He could be amazing at times, but then there's other times when you're looking at him, he's like, yo, why isn't he more polished in certain things? You know, so that's what's frustrating with me with Mitch Robinson.
Got you.
So
Got you.
I hear you. I hear you. So my thing is like I Mitch also started basketball a lot later than most. You know what I mean? Like he didn't start playing basketball till like I think his sophomore year in high school or some shit like that. Right?
Yeah,
Organized basketball. Uh,
and
but
and then and then
I
didn't
do
play
agree
college.
yeah, he didn't play college
he
either. Yeah,
didn't play college. That's a fact.
This is what,
But I do agree it's certain things that Mitch could be doing better. But you also the reason why I think Knicks fans love Mitch for is because of all the things that he does well, right? Like you said that he doesn't box out, but at the same time, he before he got injured, he was leading the league in offensive rebounds. Like
right.
He was leading
it
whole teams.
yeah, facts better than whole entire teams in offensive rebounding. So I'm not knocking your criticism. Valid.
Right.
I admit that your criticisms are valid. There's certain things that I'm like, yeah, you can't make a layup. I was talking about the fact that every time he gets the ball, he brings it below his
Yeah,
waist
that's a big
as a
problem too.
7-footer. Yeah, yeah, and gets a strip. I complained about those things. Yeah, but I'm just speaking to why Nick fans not so much as a counteraction to your critique. Yeah, I mean, just more like this is why Nick fans love him. But your critiques is definitely valid on that. You know what I mean? Like this there's some things that should have been fixed in year 5 now?
Yeah, he's been in
Yeah.
the NBA for a minute. You know, he didn't play. He didn't play
Word.
too much high school. He didn't play college either. But he's also been in the NBA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is his sixth
Like
season.
6 years. 6 years.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
Definitely
think he
see
got drafted before. Was he drafted the same year as RJ, or he was drafted before RJ? Right.
No, he was drafted.
Before
yeah, he
RJ.
RJ the year before.
yeah.
The year before RJ.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Mitch is one thing, but getting back to the game a little bit. Let's talk about OG's third quarter. Yeah.
Mm.
This is the OG I was waiting to
yeah,
see. That third quarter OG is the OG I was waiting to see. Being aggressive on the offensive end, being disruptive on the defensive end, as we already knew he could have been. Yeah, I mean, we already knew this was defensively. This is all what we already knew what OG was going to do for us, right? Yeah, I mean, we already knew he was going to be disruptive. We know he was going to be the best defender on the court. Yeah, I mean, but to see him add offensive aggressiveness to his offensive bag was kind of important for me tonight, and a big reason why we started to pull away in the third quarter. Frag, you want to say something?
yeah. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell y'all again. You know, I'm gonna say it every time, man. I told y'all a guy like OG was a guy we needed to bring in, man, and more so because he fits the scheme of what we do on both sides of the offense and the defense, and he can give you both. But you know, like they said, because
Uh-oh.
Oh shit! Nah, he
He,
back. He back. He back. He back. He back.
nope,
Oh
he
my!
going
I did.
again.
He,
Nah, he back. He back. I did
there we
that.
go. There we
Me
go.
and Kevin. Yeah, me and
I
Kevin
heard the
kind of
click.
had him at the same time.
It happens
probably
sometimes.
technical difficulties, everybody. But
Nah, you good?
yeah, basically what I was saying was, you know, like, wait, what was
He's talking
You
about
just
OG.
You was talking about OG.
Okay, yeah. All right. Yo, listen, what OG does on both sides of offense and the defense is great. The intangibles he brings to the team is something that we needed. We needed more players like that here in the Knicks uniform. And we needed to get younger. So the fact now you got to see the difference with OG on the court, especially the game before in the Boston game, because
mm-hmm.
everybody, oh, how's it gonna be with, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, Boston, yeah, we do, yeah, but we didn't have OG there. Now we got OG to take. So what's Boston gonna do now
Yeah.
with OG on Jason Tatum? You know what I'm saying? To
Oh,
keep him.
I,
Go ahead.
I got a rant about Boston. I mean, yeah, Boston tonight too. Yo, Mrs. Nix, before I go on to continue to talk about this game, I just need you to know I need the machine gun sound on standby. Yeah, I
All
mean,
right.
I just need it on standby.
I got you.
These rants is about to come fast. Pause. Right. Uh, but yeah, again, to Fraz's point, with OG, a lot of these teams that beat us and won series against us during the season hasn't seen us with OG and Anobi. You know what I mean? And haven't beat us since the trade. Honestly, we talk about the Bucks. We talk about Indiana beat us since the trade, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Once I believe. Once.
Yeah,
Yeah,
once. Yep.
Once.
Indiana, because they was washing
Twice
us up
after the
crazy in the
All-Star break,
beginning of
I
the
believe.
season, huh?
I said we played them twice after the All-Star break, I believe, and we split the two
Yeah,
games.
but they was washing us crazy. They was washing us up crazy before the trade. But
Remember the
yeah,
first game we only
I said,
got 8 guys.
yeah, that's facts. That's facts. But I said Milwaukee and Boston particularly are the two that haven't that were washing us up in the beginning of the season, but since the trade hasn't beat us, right? Uh, what up? What up,
17
Fraz?
and 3. 17 and 3.
No,
Eight,
that's
18,
19.
No.
18. No,
Okay, all
19
right.
and 3.
19 and 3.
19?
19,
Wow.
19, 19
It's
and
still a
3.
3 in the loss column, though. All right, since the OG trade. All right, this is my point
So
why a guy like him needed to be here. Go ahead, Peter.
before we get into a little bit more free flow and talk about the Knicks as a whole and start visiting, post games like the Boston game, because I definitely want to talk about that. We weren't here for that. But the fact that Jalen Brunson, I don't know who spoke about it. My bad. Somebody already spoke about it about Jalen Brunson not scoring in the first half, pretty much, and then still ended up with 30. That was Fraz. And
Right.
listen. This is what I'm saying about when I see lists of people who pop up when it's talking about MVP candidates and Jalen Brunson is not on that shit. It makes my blood like the pressure. Like I feel my blood pressure start to boil. Like I got to go and get the blood pressure machine because you know why? There is nobody in the whole entire NBA that is responsible for more wins than Jalen Brunson.
Right.
If you take even when Julius Randle was healthy, and y'all know how I love my guy Jules, right? Even when Julius Randle was healthy, if you take Jalen Brunson away from this team, the Knicks will probably be fighting for like the eighth or that like between that eighth and 10th spot if it wasn't for Jalen Brunson. To be perfectly honest, keeping it a buck, right? So to
Mhm.
see him being out outvoted, I don't know because they didn't do the official votes yet, but on the projections, having Sabonis higher than Jalen Brunson is blasphemy. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I hate it. I hate it. And tonight was just another microcosm of who Jalen Brunson is as an NBA player. Yeah, I mean, again, we see another defensive scheme of them trying to put taller players on him. Walford is 6'8", right? Walford is 6'8", and Jalen Brunson still gave him a 30 piece.
They
He
put the
tried
Yeah.
to.
clowny kid on him. They put the clowny kid on him, and he roasted him too.
Is a legit power forward size, 6'10" or some shit like that, right?
Yup.
We watched them try to. They tried to blitz him, all that dumb shit, and yet still caught a 30 piece in the L.
Yeah.
Still caught a 30 piece of the L. And last thing I'm gonna say before I land the plane on this game, and before we start, venturing off the different topics, y'all welcome to continue talking about the game after I say what I'm about to say. Somebody already mentioned it too about the Mitch Hacker Mitch. I
Oh,
said,
that
yo,
shit drove me crazy.
I said, oh, they fucked up because this is the one time makes free throw. When you put him on the line like nigga, you can't make these. That's when Mitch makes those. I forgot what game it was. I don't remember if it was this year or last year. And they fouled him on purpose. And he walked up to the line and said, they asked him in the post game, like, what you think going up to the line? He's like, oh, I'm about to sink these.
Yeah.
And he did just that. So when it was hacking Mitch, I was like, oh, okay, we good money. He's going to at least go 1-1 every time. And that's exactly what he did until the very last one. And then he made both of them. Yeah, I mean, so again, what's their coach name? Kevin Ali?
Yeah.
Bum ass nigga. Try again. And I land the plane.
All right. So
Oh,
if I
man.
could, real quick, I got a question for you, Eru, as far as Nick is concerned. If there is a player that the Knicks could go after in the off season as a free agent, who would you want us to go after and why?
It definitely would have to be, well, when it comes to the Knicks, it has definitely has to be personalities and like a character. We got to get character guys, man. Josh Hart. These are the examples. Josh Hart, Brunson. DiVincenzo. Even going down to Deuce and basically every single player that we have. We need to get guys that are completely locked into the game. So they love the game. They don't have nothing going on the outside. Even Deuce. Deuce is he's dating this young lady. He's been with her for a long time. You never hear about any drama or anything like that. It's all basketball with all of our players. So if we do get somebody, it could be a star player, whatever it is. They have to meet the criteria because Julius Randle, he got in trouble the years past from his attitude, but it wasn't because he was a bad person. He just was very passionate in the game, didn't know how to channel it. So but Julius Randle's an absolute family man. He's always with his wife. He always has his kids with him. So this is the
Hmm.
type of player that we need to get. So I mean, as far as what type of player, like rebounder or a shooter or something like that, you know, um, I can't really call it to tell you the truth, man. But I know we need to get better. But we have to make some decisions, man. Because we have a lot of guys that do the same thing, and how do we get better? And which way what kind of team do we want to become? So those are a lot of good questions to ask.
Yeah. No, I definitely respect that take
Yo,
because
word,
me and Kev was
word.
talking about this shit for a minute, like about the front office going after guys that fit the culture. Yeah, I mean, and if you look Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Isaiah Hartenstein, like OG Ananobi, these are guys that you know pr- put defense first for the most part, right? Like
Yeah,
Dante DiVincenzo before he had this explosion of a 3-point season, he was more of like an active defensive guy. I can hit shots, but I lay my hat on the fact that I'm disruptive. You know what I mean? I get in the passing lanes, shit like that, right? Um, and I think that's absolutely has to be a thing. You know what I mean? And even though the question was asked to me, my answer's always been for the last 2 years been DeJounte Murray. You know what I mean? I think DeJounte Murray would be oh my chef's kiss to what we do, right? Chef's kiss to what we do because he's not the greatest 3-point shooter, but he's very active and disruptive on the defensive end and can go get his own fucking bucket. You know what I mean? At the same time. And watching him play alongside Trey Young, who's a very ball dominant person, I think he's been hella effective. I just think that team is ass as a whole, right? It's not so much that him and Trey Young don't work together. I just think that team is just poorly constructed outside of Trey Young and him.
yeah. They might they
But
might
I
end up trading Trey Young, right? What do you think about that? They might end up trading Trey Young just because he's been
Yo,
playing
I
so well.
heard that. Heard that.
yeah, it's either
They
it's
talking.
either or. It's
They
Mhm.
either
talking
or.
about. They talking about pairing him with a big man in San Antonio. That'd be
Yeah,
crazy.
that ain't gonna
Yeah,
work.
Ain't
It's
doing
not.
that.
It's
It
not.
ain't gonna work. You know why they gonna work? Trey Young take too many bad shots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's true.
Yeah.
Young, first of all, I'm gonna get back to the Knicks. We're gonna get
He's
back to the
he's
Knicks.
also not a
But
pop type player.
But a great shooter will shoot you right. He can shoot you back into a game and shoot you right out of a game.
first
That's
of all, Trey Young as a great shooter is greatly over exacerbated. If you look at his
fact.
fucking shooting numbers, they are nasty. It is
Yeah.
nasty shooting numbers. He for
Horrible.
his career is shooting around average, league average for his career as a three-point shooter. But because he makes a few fucking 30 footers, everybody be like, oh, he's the next Steph Curry. It's nasty fucking work. He's not that guy. He had one good postseason against the Knicks, and he's been trying to ride that fucking wave ever since. He's really not him like that. He's really not.
Yeah, career 3-point percentage is 35.5.
Yo,
Yeah,
That is
that's
below.
average.
Matter of fact,
That's
average is
ain't
36.
that's
Below.
ain't that like average 35%? That's like average, right?
It's like league average.
League
Yeah.
average, no,
Yeah.
league average now, maybe 5 years ago. League average
Okay,
now is at 36. Below league
gotcha.
average.
oh, I thought it was
You
like
know what I mean?
37.
Uncle Paulie in the building, I see you. You know what I mean? I see you. Yo, and I'm not gonna stop asking y'all to do it. I need brooms in these motherfucking chats. I
Yo,
need brooms. We swept the Nets tonight after
every
being
five
like
Word.
dope except for last year.
He said,
2 years
forget the
like
likes. We want the brooms.
nah. Press like for your fam and sharing this camera. Don't forget that. You know
word.
what
I like likes too, but I want them brooms. Put them brooms in them chats.
I mean? Keep coming every
People,
5 minutes.
Yeah, the
Every
Nets
5
deserve it
minutes.
too, man.
You ain't got to do it every 30 seconds. Every 5 minutes is fine. I need brooms in
Shit.
the chat every 5 minutes.
Yo, who
Every
said they ain't
5.
gotta do it every 30 seconds, Fraz? Who said they ain't
I
gotta
said,
do it
yo,
every 30 seconds?
5 minutes. Put them
I,
up.
I, I want brooms every 30 seconds.
Oh, well, all
Looks like
right.
Matt Hurley knows the assignment.
I'm asking you right now.
Put them
You
up.
got nothing to say about what we talking about right now? You should be putting brooms. You feel me? Yo,
But wait,
so
before you
boom,
do
right?
this, I wanted to add one thing to that real quick. The only other thing I would add to that is,
Hold on. Sorry, Fraz. Whose background is that loud?
oh my God.
Oh, no, go ahead, Fraz. Talk your shit then. Now, go ahead. Do your thing.
Oh
Go
no,
to
my
somebody
bad.
else.
No, okay. What I was gonna say to the Atlanta plane was you gotta forget you got the Lumen decision for Hartenstein, OG, Bogdanovich, and who's the other person that got to get re-signed? Keep forgetting.
So,
Oh,
Bogey.
Precious. So that's the only other factor that goes into when I asked him the question about who he would pick up on this team. You know what I mean?
Oh,
That's
word. His people are
yeah,
gonna be out of here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
You know
like
what I mean?
if we get Jadante, who are we gonna trade? To make room for him because he's definitely
I
gonna
was
be a
gonna
starter.
I was gonna ask that same question because I know picks is gonna be included, right? But I think that when it comes to the players, like we gave up a lot of our valuable players. But I'm guessing maybe like contracts, like Bogdanovich. I don't know if Alec Burks, because I think Alec Burks is a free agent after the season, right? So I think maybe one player you could look at is Bogdanovich and his contract because you could use that as a salary dump.
So
What do you
if
do
we
about Deuce and Dante though? Deuce and Dante, they in that spot.
no.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, no.
Mm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No.
Eru,
You're not.
I feel like you know how Tibbs sometimes like to stagger Your Fraz, just to let you know if you're trying to say anything, I muted you. You know what I mean? Just so you know. You know what I mean? Um, I feel like you know how Tibbs like to stagger his starting lineup. I feel like that's a perfect opportunity that he get Dante to play with the bench. Deuce can move to a position I feel like even though he's undersized for, he's more comfortable with being a two guard. Uh, and that works for me. You know what I mean? You still have a dynamic defensive backcourt, uh, and one guy who Deuce has shown that he could be a lights out shooter from time to time. A guy in DeJounte Murray that could break down defense and get to the paint, get 2 feet in the paint, and something that I've been asking on this show for Deuce to show me is to be a guy that could consistently get 2 feet in the paint and make something happen, whether it be the layup or the pass. Um, that works. Yeah, I mean, well, we do have Bogey, but Bogey is more of a three, possibly four. Precious, as of late, haven't been impressing me as he did when he was a starter. He's looking real shitty out there. I ain't gonna lie. Precious minutes is bothering me. We already know Alec Burke is probably out of here because his minutes is being very hard to watch. Tibbs not even giving him minutes, and that was Tibbs' boy a couple years ago, right? So I think there's space for DeJounte Murray. You know what I mean? There's space financially and player wise. There's a lot of things that we can give up. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because there's a lot of people I don't feel like there's a part of the core. Yeah, okay.
Say let's say we're gonna start Brunson and DeJounte Murray, right? So then off the bench, just say who's the bench? Dante and
Dante.
Deuce.
Yeah.
Deuce, yep.
So then you got Josh Hart also.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
who did we actually trade for DeJounte?
Uh that's a good ass question.
See that's the issue there. Like
Found out a couple of
who
them
do we
first
package the
round
trade
picks.
because
I
Josh is there too.
remember got another first round pick from Dallas. Thank you very much. Since I wanted
Now
to
it's
pick.
definitely gonna take a player too though. Fraz is definitely gonna
Yeah.
take like a player or two as well. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt that, but I think it would start somewhere around two first round picks or a first and two seconds.
Might be
Well,
like
I
That's
think
just a
San
first.
Antonio. I think San Antonio got like 3 first round picks for him, right?
so boom. Even in that essence, when we talking about like even in that essence, and I've seen the league being like reverting from being so loosey goosey with them first round picks. Like last year, we saw like nobody was really willing to dump those picks the way that it did like a year before that. You know what I mean? Where you get 3 first round picks for DeJounte Murray, you get 7 first round picks for whoever OKC got their first round picks for George Paul. Like Paul George. I mean, like you don't see that shit no more. You don't see teams giving up fucking 7 first round picks for
Mm-hmm.
Rudy Gobert. Like you know,
Yeah.
like teams ain't really trying to do that. But I do see a situation where it could be like sign and trade for Precious Achua, sign and trade for Bogdanovich.
Mm.
If we gonna get DeJounte Murray, Bogey, put the both
Mm.
bogeys together. Peace out. Both of y'all
And,
could be
and
a
and you
family
know
fucking
what?
reunion. I don't care.
And you know what? That makes sense. That actually makes sense because when that trade that San Antonio and the Hawks made, the Hawks only gave up Danilo Gallinari and 3 first round picks for
Mhm.
DeJounte Murray, so that might just work.
And I think Atlanta, the city, the town, and the organization loves Trey Young. You know what I mean? So I don't see them trading Trey Young for a guy who's only been there a year. That don't make sense, right? That don't make sense to me at the very least, right? Like the guy been in his whole career. The town loves him. You don't hear no back talk from the organization about the
Wow.
guy. You know what I mean? And you gonna trade him for a guy who's just been there a year? That don't make sense. You know what I mean? But I do because we missed that game. You know what I mean? I do want to talk about this Boston game for real. Because to me, that was an important game.
But
And
before we do that, right? One thing that Eru brought up earlier that's pretty interesting though, right? He said we got to look for high character guys with no issues and basically gym rats, right? We got a gym rat right across the bridge who has a real bond with our players. and I want to bring up something though. I want to bring something up though, because recently they did a lie detector test on Mikal Bridges, and they asked him, "Would you want to be teammates with Josh Hart again?" And he said yes, and the lie detector determined that it was true. So there's another guy you can look at right there.
They gonna hit us with some
wait. I
tampering.
got questions. Yo, Kev, I got questions. Where did this lie detector happen? Where was this? Was this
I seen a clip of it. I think I forget what it was, but I seen a clip of it, and they asked him that question, and it turned out that it wasn't a lie.
to the lie detector test?
Took a lie detector test. He had the things matched up on his fingers. All that.
I'm asking for specific reasons, right? Because tomorrow I got to do a whole show. So you already know I'm asking for specific reasons. You saw him with the shit strapped across his chest, clipped to his fingers, and all that.
All that. Like I could send you the link. BJ posted it on my Facebook group, and he had the fingers taped up. All that.
In the building, but yeah, that's
All I got
hilarious.
all I can say is
So
I see that emoji a few times on his post.
yeah. So when I see so when Eru brought that up, like the flashlight, the bulb popped up, and I'm like, man, everything Eru is talking about, high character, never missed a game yet since he's been in the league. He's a two-way player. That's the perfect Tom Thibodeau player. And actually won a championship in college with the guys on our team. So it's a perfect match. We might have to give up like at least 4 first-round picks, but the players are the ones I don't know about.
That might be the last gym to the Infinity Gauntlet, son. I ain't gonna lie. That might be
that link to that. I put it in the private chat.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Copy. Yeah. Hold on, let me make sure I copy that link. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that what the hell just happened to my screen, God?
Yeah, I wanted to say that live podcasting is crazy, man. So much stuff happens when you're doing this stuff, man. So people don't really realize that until you start doing it. And you're like, oh snap, all this stuff's happening,
Nah, it's true. It's still a lot of things that I gotta learn. Like, I do it off my phone, so there's certain things that I can't do yet. So I gotta learn how to really fuck with StreamYard and be able to like put up videos like how you do on your panel Eru,
Yeah.
but you put up like interviews and stuff like that. I gotta figure that part out.
Yeah, I have to get back right. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, but you are Eru, you 100% right for what I heard. Is what can go wrong will go wrong on a live stream. You heard?
There's been times when my whole screen goes black and I can hear everybody talking, but I'm trying to be cool, but I see nothing but darkness on my screen. I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? I don't even know what to click or nothing. It's crazy.
Certified panicker, because I'll shut everything down if shit is going right. I don't know what's happening. We gotta shut the whole live down. Hold on.
In the background somewhere.
But yeah, I kind of did I got a rent. This is the only reason I really want to talk about this Boston game. And then once I start talking about this Boston game, the rents is gonna start coming back to back. So I'm gonna give everybody space to talk about that Boston game before I start talking because I know I'm gonna be long winded. You know what I mean?
I got a
We're gonna
rant
start with
too.
the guests. We're gonna start with the guest, Eru. How you felt about what we did in Boston?
I was going crazy. I don't know if Kev saw me in the live stream. Like
Yeah.
I do a watch along podcast, man. I was going crazy. I got gunshots over here too, man. You know what I'm saying? I was going crazy during the game. You know what I'm saying? I was going crazy during the game, man, because it's like they 3 point shoot. They're a 3 point shooting team. So all they want to do is come down on a fast break and try to get 3 point shots on you left and right. And to me, that's not basketball. That's like you're playing not even 2K. You're playing NBA Live back in the days, you know. So I just hate that, you know. So just the simple fact that that oh well, just to backtrack a little bit, you know, he was talking about on the day they like to blitz Brunson. They put a tall player on number one. You know what I'm saying? Then they try to blitz him. And then they tried, you know, they're trying all these different things to stop him. And but Brunson kept coming back, you know, no matter what, you know, no matter what. So I mean, you know, the Knicks have proven that no matter what you throw at Brunson, they're going to deal with it. But if you blitz him, he makes the pass, and then the other guys are moving the ball so well, and they cut into the basket. So it doesn't matter that the other team is wasting time trying to stop Brunson from doing what they're doing. That they can't, they forget about everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought that was a statement. What I didn't like though is you know, the coach at the end talking about, oh yeah, we were a desperate team and
Mm-hmm.
all this other stuff. I was like, yeah, all right, no doubt. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? The time is gonna come, you know, and I'm glad that we could get that second seed because we'll be on one side, and then we be waiting for them. Hopefully, if we keep going, we'll see each other in the Eastern Conference, man, and then we'll see what's up.
Eru, fire take because pause. You touched on some things that the rent is going to touch on, but go ahead, Kev. Let's make it happen.
Like me personally, I just like how we went in there and completely dominated them.
Yeah,
We dominated them from like beginning to end. You know, they talking about, you know, it seemed like they weren't trying to play hard, but it seemed to me they were. Like they were really trying to stop JB, and they just couldn't. They had no answer for him. So you know, to see to I had us winning this game, like by I had us winning the next three games. But to see how we won in the fashion that we won, to me, I was proud, man. Like I was a proud Nick fan last night. I've been a proud Nick fan all season, but yesterday I was just extra hype, bro, because you know you start hearing these TNT analysts and the things that they say sometimes nasty work. It's nasty. It's nasty. So for us to come up there and shut shit down the way we shut shit down, yo, shout out to the guys, man.
yeah, definitely.
Mrs. Well, don't, Mr. Nix. I'm sorry. I can't keep on letting Fraz go last, but Fraz,
It's
go
okay.
ahead.
Go ahead.
I ain't even mad, really. It don't even matter. But yeah, in terms of the Boston game, yeah, JD was absolutely on fire. I believe he had six threes in that game. Um, you can see as a team that when we hit the three ball very well, we're hard to beat. It's very hard to beat. Also the fact that I like how Miss Robinson is starting to learn how to close the gap between him and the defender a little bit better when it comes
Mm,
to the spacing of a lot of these teams that can space better. Like for instance, the Boston game, like we're on, is the perfect example. You see, he closed the gap on Porzingis, making it hard for Porzingis to get them easy buckets like Porzingis normally gets. You see, that's what you have to do. You have to learn to close the gap on a guy like that. And that way, you're not always playing catch up, trying to run around the screen or trying to be the guy that stops the ball handler because of the switch. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't always want to play drop coverage either. Because drop coverage ain't always for that situation.
absolutely, and I agree with that take as well. 100% with Mitch. Be it, I think he learns from Hartenstein. You know what I mean? Them being close friends. You know what I mean? That benefits Mitch. Mrs. Knicks, talk about it.
I mean, it was great to see. We gonna do like how T Time do. We came in and we smacked them.
Absolutely.
Nah, it was great to see. I mean, it was if any of the games out of the three I was a little nervous about, it was the Boston game. Only because they've owned us all season, right? So to come out the way we did and as dominant as we did, it was great to see. And to hear people early on like Charles Barkley, they not gonna win. Boston's winning. And then
Oh,
come
oh,
halftime, you want to switch that shit right back up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's great to see. And, you know, Jalen doing Jalen. I mean, we can't say it enough. This guy has been literally our savior this season. And Josh Hart. Josh Hart had an amazing game against Boston, 16 and 16. Like, what more can you ask for from him? You know what I'm saying? Um, and seeing iHeart, that floater, it's almost like you're surprised when he misses it at this point because it's so beautiful to see. But it was great to see. And like Eru said, they always trying to stop JB, forgetting that we have shooters. You can't stop us all. So on days
exactly.
where you think you about to stop him and you didn't even stop him, he could have easily dropped 50 on you if he played that fourth quarter.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Y'all trying to stop him, y'all forgetting everybody else could go bonkers at any point. This is going to be a great Eastern Conference Finals to watch, and I expect it to happen.
No doubt.
Villain is back.
Mm,
Villain
mm.
T Time is back. So before I press the button, there's certain things I wanted to say. Uh Jalen Brunson is absolutely that guy. I think how many times he got to show y'all and outplay y'all favorite players to see that he's that guy, right?
One A,
Uh,
one.
the second thing I want to say, make sure them rooms is in the chat because even though we talking about Boston, it's still a Brooklyn Nets sweet party over here at Nixon issue. Heard? So I always I need them rooms coming in
Every
the chat at a consistent rate. You feel me?
every
But
second.
yeah, I mean every 30 seconds, facts. If you ain't got nothing to say in 30 seconds, put the brooms in the chat. So boom,
Right.
you already know it's tea time rent time. Incoming rent. The bad guys in the building. Joe Mazzulla. Fuck's your problem, homie. Fuck's your problem, homie. So you decided that when I went first before I say that, I go on my as per usual, right? As per usual, I'm checking the injury report before the game. Not just because of the team that we're facing, it's because my own team. We've been suffering through a lot of shit, right? And tonight is another a representative of this shit we've been suffering through. Hart didn't play. Deuce McBride didn't play. You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, I checked the injury report. Then I see when I check early in the day, which is usually around like 9, 10 o'clock when I wake up because I work the late shift. I see the whole team is on game time decision. Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, some other niggas on the bench that I'm not even really sure if they name too much. But everybody was on that injury report as day to day. I'm at work right before the game. You know, I sneak away to watch the pregame. I come to find out everybody's active. The whole starting five. The whole starting five is active. So initially, my mind goes, hey, they're trying to make a point against us.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want to win. They want to win this game. It's not that, hey, we would like to. Now we already locked up first place. It's a lot. It's no way even fathomably possible that anybody can even consider thinking about wanting to be first place at this point. It's over.
Yep.
If we rested everybody for the next 4, 5, 6, even if they rested people 6 games, 7 games ago, they would still be first place. But tonight you want to play everybody. Christoph Porzingis' fragile ass included, right? So I said, oh, please. You know, I usually only save my prayers for in the morning when I wake up. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up, put my feet on the ground. As far as I could tell, I'm healthy. Thank you, Lord, for that. That's usually when I say my prayers. Thank you. But then I saw everybody was playing. I said, oh, Lord, please. Let the Knicks come up with this dub. Because they're bringing all the starters out. I believe we could beat them, but I think tonight we might need your kind, warm, and embrace. And guide your hand on Jalen Brunson and fortify his body. You feel me? To make sure that he walks out this place with a W and healthy, right? And then we end up, as Mr. Nick say, right? We do that. We do that to them boys. And then Joe Mazzulla punk ass get in a post game interview and say that we're very desperate. That's the word. Very desperate for what? We're already a playoff team, homie. What we very desperate for? If anybody looked like it was very desperate to prove a point that you're not soft like Terry Cloth, it's y'all because you play all your starters in a game that mean nothing. Now that y'all got smacked. Now it's it's hard to simulate desperation. Shut up! You got embarrassed. And now it looked like, oh, hold on. They might be able to kick our ass for real in the playoffs. In a 7-game series, they might be able to kick our ass. So now I gotta give my players an out on that. I gotta go up there and make up some fairy tale desperation shit to give my guys an out on that. When really they got outplayed. It's not like you didn't try. You tried to scheme against Jalen Brunson. You put Drew Holiday, who's one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA, cooked. You put Jaylen Brown, who's a taller defender and still one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA, cooked. You try to put Derek White on him, who's again on the same team and still could be considered a top 20 perimeter defender in the NBA. Guess what? Cooked. 40 plus. Get up. Oh, they didn't try hard. Fuck out of here. Charles Barkley, fuck you. You been a hater. You got on there and your first couple minutes, the Boston Celtics will win. That smacked. Fuck you, Charles Barkley. You know what I mean? And what's so disgusting about Joe Mazzulla? He could just tipped his hat. He could have. Hey, they just came out there and did their thing. And that's why I respect Mike Brown. Because when we kicked the Kings' ass, he just tipped his hat. Hey, we did everything we could to stop Jalen Brunson. We blitzed him more than anybody we did. That's not named Steph Curry. But you to get up there and make excuses that your team wasn't trying hard enough, fuck, I watched the game. They was trying, dog. They were sprinting down the court on defense. Jason Tatum was trying to score the basketball. I seen these things. But you know what happened with Jason Tatum trying to score the basketball? OG Anunoby. That's what happened. Somebody that his size, his strength, and his wingspan, that is an elite defender in his face, making it difficult.
And they gave up in the fourth quarter. They took their starters out
Oh yeah,
immediately,
absolutely,
and they gave up.
absolutely.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And I don't care which one y'all press the button, but somebody got to press the button because I'm going back in on another rant.
No,
I'm going back in on another rant. Somebody got to press the button. I need the machine gun.
I don't,
Somebody.
I don't got the butt.
I got to rent too. Man. I'm just waiting.
I don't hear no. I don't hear no gun sound.
I don't got. I
Repeat
don't.
this segment if I don't hear no gun sound.
I can't.
I can hear it on my end. You didn't hear it?
Oh,
Nah.
Eru, do me a favor. Nah, we can't hear. Eru, do me a
Eru
favor.
got.
Hit the gun
I
sound.
gotta, I gotta get it loaded up here. I got a
Hopefully.
street
We
sweeper
talking.
over here. Lord have mercy.
We talk about back to back rants. We talking about back to back rants. Back rants. TNT staff. How dare Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal fix their ugly ass bald-headed faces and say that the Indiana Pacers could beat us in a 7-game series?
Oh,
What
oh,
have y'all been watching?
I don't know. But you're wild with that one too,
What
man.
have they been watching? Listen, everything that y'all think that Tyler what's his name? What's his name?
Tyler
Halliburton.
Halliburton. Halliburton.
Everything that y'all think he is, Jalen Brunson is better than that. Everything that you think Halliburton is, Jalen Brunson is better. We watch Halliburton come out the fucking All-Star break and be ass for like a month and some change. Straight doo-doo. Doo-doo. It wasn't like there was even they doing some super special defense against him. He just came out and was being ass. He was just coming out being ass. They wasn't double teaming him, nothing, no exorbitant amount of time. They wasn't blitzing him. He just was ass. Coming out of All-Star break for a month and some change. So you mean to tell me that guy that showed that he can't be consistent, right? Without even being double team or seeing the best defenses every night, because he was being asked against teams like Detroit. Like, it wasn't even like he was being asked against like top teams. He was being asked against the worst teams too, right? So you mean to tell me that guy is going to be the guy to beat the guy who's been being double teamed soon as he get across the court and still giving 40 points a game on defenses that's double teaming him soon as he get across the half court line? He's gonna beat that guy on one of the best defensive teams in the NBA against a team that don't play no fucking defense in the playoffs. Y'all think that those guys is going to beat us? This is what I'm gonna let it play. Now I don't want to be too long winded because I know I feel it happening, right? But this is why I don't, as much respect as for players I have for Charles Barkley and Shaq, I have zero respect outside of comedic value for what they do. If they're not being funny, I take no value in what they say because they show they true colors when it comes to teams and that they don't like. And we always knew that Charles Barkley and Shaq, for whatever reason, don't like the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
And even when we're good, they can't give us our just due. And fuck them for that. Excuse
right.
me. And the second rant. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take up that much time, but I had to. I had to.
Go ahead, Fred.
Nah, he hit. That's what I wanted to talk about. The PhD, and it's like how we can't beat the Pacers. They played us one game with barely any guys because of the trade. Then you didn't even play us full strength. You know what I'm saying? Because of the Randall situation. So to me, it's like they're just doing the usual Nick hater thing that most of these networks do anyway. Because we all see it. Like, there's always a lot of hate towards our New York Knicks coming from all these different media sources that we see out there. And for me personally, it's like when do y'all ever see the narrative of always shining the light on the negative aspect of what goes on with New York Knicks basketball culture? It's just ridiculous at this point. Like, I need to just switch it up and start enjoying the success and start living in the moment because it's for me, it's feeling like the 90s all over again, right? And I'm happy to see that this team has done things and built the right way as far as putting pieces together to make the system work the way that they've been wanting it to work, where Tommy T is effortless in a way for him to run the system because he's got the right guys in place already, as you can tell by our success and wins, the 10-game win streak this year since we got Ozzy off the trade, and just overall how Leon Rose has just systematically put things together to not only make the team succeed, but to make Tommy T and the team succeed because it's all about getting the right players for a coach like Tommy T.
Facts. And I'm sorry for anybody who wanted the piggyback off of what Fraz was saying. I just want to say we spoke about the front office building the team around the coach instead of building it around the players, and we seeing it bear fruits. But go ahead, y'all. My fault. I'm busy trying to troll Big Fan Breezy right now. He live, so I'm
Go ahead, Eru.
But I just wanted to add, we got to give ourselves credit, man, because these TNT guys and all that. The reason why we even do podcasts because we want to get away from them. So we just gotta ignore those cats, man. When a halftime show come on, mute it. You know what I'm saying, and go find somebody that's doing a halftime report out there on YouTube or whatever. You know what I'm saying, and just follow that because these guys are not watching games. Kenny Smith is a New Yorker. He's supposed to be a Knicks fan too, and he embarrassed himself because it's like, like it just tell me that that you're not watching games without saying that you're not watching games. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
yeah, I mean his takes on Brunson about him not being a good player and this that, and the other. He's never the best player on the right team. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. Stephen A. Smith said that Quentin Grimes is on the team recently. And Quentin Grimes haven't been on the team in months, man. So it's like, it just these guys expose themselves, man. So the main thing that we need to do is we need to just support each other. These everybody that has a pod, post game shows, watch alongs, pre game shows, everything. Support that because we're the ones that knows what's going on. They don't have no clue what the hell they're talking about. All they doing is collecting checks off of our backs to tell you the truth.
Yo, and to bank off that, like that's one of the reasons why one day I bumped into Eru. I had I don't know who was doing the game, and I had the shit on mute, and I'm going through Facebook. I see the red light around the profile pic on Facebook. I clicked on it, and ever since then, that's that's one of my go-to. Like, I don't even like listening to when the game is on TNT. I don't listen. I mute them completely. And I'm listening to you, or if I find somebody else, I listen to some. But really, I die those guys out, man, because you guys get all this big money, and for y'all not to watch, you literally embarrass yourself when you said iHeart is a reserve player off the bench when he's been our starter basically the whole season because Mitch has been out for 50 games, bro. Where you been at? How is iHeart a reserve? That was mind-boggling to me. But my rant really is the MVP voting, man. Like,
I said, listen, hold on. You got a rant? I got you, Kev. Don't worry about it.
yeah. Like, my thing is the list is ridiculous. For Jalen Brunson to be 8 is kind of ridiculous. Like, if you look at the guys in front of him, like Anthony Davis, he's hurt. He's hurt as of late. Yeah. So how is he 7th? You got Domantas Sabonis 6. He's
Nasty
had
work.
all his pieces. He's had all his pieces. Jason Tatum, you've had
And they
all
a
your
playing team.
pieces, right?
Sabonis is
And
a
they are
playing team.
playing a playing team, right? Anthony Davis, the Lakers playing team, right?
Mhm.
Boom, Jason Tatum, you've had all your guys almost all season long, minus Kristaps, Porzingis, right?
Yeah.
Shea Alexander. You've never really had anybody. You've basically had all these guys ahead of him. Have had their pretty much all their guys all season long, and Jalen Brunson lost 3 key players and lost one of the best players on the team in Julius Randle for the rest of the season, and we still at 1 game away from 50 wins. For him to be 8 is absurd to me. It's disrespect. The disrespect is bad out here. It's nasty work. It goes to it goes to show you how much these people really hate the Knicks, man. Because for what Jalen Brunson has done to the New York Knicks, with that happening, we should not be winning 50 games. We should not. And for him to only be eighth, I don't know, man. To me, it's just it's nasty, man. It's nasty.
And he only made it to whatever spot he is on the MVP watch this week because the week before he wasn't even up there. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Word, bro.
Yeah.
And then the last 25 games, your man has averaged 30 points a game, 7 assists, bro.
Okay.
Like,
He's the he's the second highest player in points since the All-Star break behind Luca. I
bro.
mean, and my thing is this, right? I don't expect Jalen Brunson to win the MVP, even though he should. Even when you consider what the MVP is, right? It's the most valuable player. It's not the player who's on the best team that's doing the best. It's the player that you could take out from their play. When you say most valuable, if you take that play out from their team, that team's ass. They're not going
Yep,
nowhere.
yep.
I feel like there's no better perfect example than the Knicks right now. You know what I mean? Especially missing Julius. Like you take Jalen Brunson away from the Knicks, where the Nets is at right now. If you take Jalen Brunson out from the Knicks, so obviously he should get it, not Jason
Hmm.
Tatum, because if you look at the collective talent that Jason Tatum has, don't make him that much valuable. I still feel like that if Jason Tatum wasn't on that team, they still a top 5 team without Jason Tatum. You know what I mean? Uh, Now it's a different story if Embiid wasn't healthy and he was on that same list. Embiid to me would have been the most valuable player. The way he was playing and looking at his team, even though Tyrese Maxey started to blossom after Joel Embiid was gone, but before Joel Embiid was unanimously, in my opinion, the most valuable player. But he got injured. But then you start looking at the West Coast. West Coast, Shea, I wouldn't even be mad if Shea got it. You know what I mean? Because he's young. It's a young team. There's not too many proven people on the team. There's no all stars on his team, really. You know what I mean? No, nobody's on his team except for him as all star. You know what I mean? So there's no all stars except for him on his team. They're fighting for first place. I wouldn't be mad at shit, right? But everybody else, I'm looking at them sideways because Luca, they're fighting to stay out of the play-in, and he got Kyrie Irving on his team. Like,
Hmm.
these are the things that I'm looking at, like, yo, that's Kyrie Irving, dog. Like, no matter how you want to slice it, that's Kyrie Irving, son. You know what I mean? Like,
Word,
you
word.
can't say that too much for Jalen Brunson, man. Because every time we made a move, especially since every time we made a move, I'm gonna land the plane right here. Since every time we made a move, right, they criticized it as being a bad move. Those guys
Hmm.
weren't good enough.
Yep.
And Jalen Brunson made those guys good enough. And that's all I got to say about that. And I'm
And
gonna
look,
blame
and
it.
look, even the Bucks got Dame, Bobby Portis, uh, uh, Middleton. Like
Well, Middleton was
you
injured though. He was
yeah,
in season.
but you got Joker got Jamal Murray, like
Mm-hmm.
Michael Porter Jr. Like, a lot of these guys they've been playing all season. Not maybe not Middleton, but prior they haven't lost key players like we have. You know what I mean? So for him to keep us afloat the way he's kept us afloat, and for him to be eighth. Nah, man, like that's crazy. Another one. I know we spoke about it prior. Coach Tommy T, Coach of the Year, Coach of the Year. I mean, bro, again, you lose three pieces. You trade away two key young players. Three. You trade away three key players in RJ Barrett, quickly Grimes. You bring in OG, and you're still able to keep us, level. Even with
Got
these
better.
injuries, we got better, and the adjustments that you made to keep us the way you. I mean, yo, he got to be up there for Coach of the Year as well.
Look at the
I'm gonna
players
ask
too.
you
You
a
want to talk about
question.
Dante? Dante DiVincenzo was a nobody last year.
Facts.
Right,
Hartenstein, what was Hartenstein
Mm-hmm.
last year? What was Deuce McBride last year? Just go down the line to every Knicks player. Who were they last year? They weren't nobody. They come
right.
together on this one team under Tom Thibodeau, so you got to definitely give them the credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Yo,
Mm-hmm.
so you pretty much answered my question, but tonight somebody said it too. Uh, damn, I got a bad memory, and just that quick, it's gone. Uh, yeah, but Coach Tommy T, he's really that guy. No, somebody said on the telecast, I think it was Mike Brand. They said this might be his best year of coaching. Two-time coach of the year, and this might be his best year as a coach. And I have to agree.
Yeah.
I have to agree. I've never seen Coach Tommy T have to adjust and adapt so much, and still keep a potent offense. Like the offense is,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at our offense, for everything that everybody wants to say about Coach Tommy T offensively, right? They say, "Oh, he's not an offensive coach. He just." If you watch our defense when it's clicking, the way guys is moving, the way guys cut into the basket, the way the screens are being set, like the first half was the opposite of what we've been doing since the trade, right? The first half tonight was the opposite of what we've been doing since the trade. And then when we start doing what we've been doing, guys moving without the ball, getting Jalen Brunson off the ball, relocating him, getting the ball back, setting the secondary and third screens for Jalen Brunson so he can get downhill. Same thing for Dante DiVincenzo and the likes of OG Anunoby. I'm like, shit. If you compare this offense to when Coach Tommy T won the Coach of the Year with the New York Knicks a couple years ago, this shit is night and motherfucking day. It's not the same shit. It's not the same
Yeah.
shit. It's completely different offense. Shows him being able to adapt. Show him not being like the year after his goal was just I wanted y'all to put up 3-pointers. You feel me? The year that we didn't make the playoffs, you sure it was just chuck 3-pointers. That's what we was our game plan.
Mm-hmm.
The next year, it was a kind of combination of both, trying to figure out how he was going to get Julius and Brunson to work. Now you take away Julius Randle and he got just Jalen Brunson and seeing the other pieces he got, he's like, oh, I see how this should work. Guys is moving up the ball, figuring out how to put Bogey in the most advantageous positions for him to get buckets, and you're seeing it work. And now we threatening the second seed when we had a month or two with tremendous injuries. When most teams, I don't care who you put in the East, You would have did Boston like that, they would have fell out of the first seed. You'd have did Milwaukee like that, they'll be in a playing team. Like there's nobody in the East that you could tell me that would have been able to keep and hold their seeding in that same kind of scrutiny and for lack of a better word, like hurt, you know what I mean? And still be able to be threatening the second seed. Fuck out of here. I agree with Kev. Coach Tommy T should get the coach of the year, but I think they're gonna give it to Missoula because 60 wins is hard to debate.
Yeah. Yeah. Even Hartenstein was hurt this year, man. Yeah, he had like that like Achilles injury the whole year. So we was missing basically the whole starting lineup for most of the year.
Right.
And then they started managing his minutes, so he wasn't even playing big minutes, and we were still winning. While bitch was hurt.
Crazy.
And this is why I think, like, don't get me wrong, Coach Missoula's a good coach or whatever, but bro, you have a super talented team, bro. You supposed to be winning 60 games, bro. You got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, what's the guy's name that they traded for Portland? He just signed the extension with them. What's his name, bro?
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday. You got Drew Holiday. You got Kristaps Porzingis. Like, yo, you supposed to do that, bro. Not
right there.
Word. Like you supposed to do that, bro. You supposed to win 60 games with a team like that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you All Stars that previous All Stars, they might not have been All Stars this year, but at some point they were All Stars, right? Jason Tatum, Brown, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, Kristaps Porzingis. I'm missing somebody. Because I know it was like 6 of them. But anyway, 5 is still enough. You have 5 people that was at one point listed to an all-star team. Anybody could coach that team. You know what I mean? It's the same way I felt about fucking Steve Nash and fucking Jack
Brooklyn.
Vaughn. Yeah. Like anybody could coach that team to wins. They don't need much of a coach. And I felt the same way about Boston this year. They didn't need much of a coach. Joe Mazzulla ain't shit, and he's super corny for his statements. You know what I mean? So fuck him. I hope we meet them in the Eastern Conference Finals so we can pack them up so he can make other excuses while we pack them up so they can fire his bum ass. He need to shave because he ain't got a real beard. You know what I mean? Like nasty work. Them rat whiskers is nasty. Listen. When you go out your way to make excuses for and not be a man and just take your losses, dog, like that's corny. Calling us desperate. Desperate for what? We already in the playoffs, dog. We're already in the playoffs. You're desperate because you started everybody you had on the injury report. You're desperate to prove yourself. As a coach, you got outcoached, your players got outplayed, and now you sad. And now you got to face Coach Tommy T in the playoffs at some point. Because we don't have to see you into the Eastern Conference Finals, and ain't nobody underneath us could beat us. And that's how I feel about that. Now, segueing into the end of the show, you know what I mean? Simple question. Real simple question. We're going to start with the guest. How far you see the Knicks going in the playoffs?
Championship, man. There's no other way. I can't go against my Knicks, man. We can lose every player on the roster right now, and I'll still be thinking the championship. I just can't go against them.
Listen, man. Nobody can argue that fucking answer right there, son.
Word.
No hesitation, man.
Word. I agree.
Kev, you gonna wrap us? I'm gonna wrap us. Pause. I'm gonna wrap us up, but Fraz, where you see us going as far as in this playoffs?
You. I think you muted.
Fraz, you muted. Yeah, facts. I got you.
Oh, my bad, my turn. Okay. That's the limit. Even without Julius Randle, if the Knicks continue to play how they've been playing, we could beat anybody. We could win the title. You just gotta keep focused and take everything one game at a time and stay focused with that one game at a time mentality. And you can do it. Everything. 'Cause that's how they've been winning these games this year. You hear Jalen
I
Brunson
ain't
on the
gonna
end.
I ain't gonna never
Mhm.
be mad at somebody saying that we could win a chip. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna never gonna have no rebut for that. Mrs. Knicks.
I mean, can't go against the guys that came before me. I mean, I'm with it. 10 toes down all the way. Let's go. I mean, I think the way we claw our way to wins um, all season is gonna get us as far as we allow ourselves to go. The only way we lose is we beating ourselves.
Mm.
Um, so I mean, I'm with it. Let's go to the finals.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Talk to me.
Hey, listen, man. Finals a bust, bro. Finals a bust.
I
You
hear
know,
that hot shit.
yeah, man. Like I feel like Leon put us in a position to do that, just that, with the trades that he made for OG, and stuff like that. I feel like it's it's been 50 plus years, man. It's time to end that drought. Like before I leave this earth, all I need is for the Knicks to win a championship. I seen the Yankees win 5. I
Mhm.
see my Giants win 2.
Facts.
Actually, I see my Giants win all 4 of them. Okay, I seen the Rangers win 1.
Mm.
I need that one by the Knicks. I need it, and I feel like we have a chance this year, and it's up to us to blow it, man. So let's get it.
Shit. So damn, I gotta be the guy, huh?
Hmm.
Uh,
Come on, T-Top, give it to us. Man. Oh,
hey yo, pause. That's
Pause.
crazy.
Pause.
No
Uh,
Diddy, no Diddy.
What?
so as the number, because my initial concern was, us getting out of the fourth seed, going to 3, and avoiding Boston until you know the Eastern Conference Final. So realistically, the Eastern Conference Finals is where I see us going, right? But fan wise, with the rest of y'all, I see us going to the finals. Fan wise, do I see us winning the chip? No, I'm not willing to say we could beat the Nuggets in the 7 game series. I just I just don't see that happening. You know what I mean? I want to. If we had Julius Randle, absolutely. Absolutely. Championship parade down Broadway. But I watch I watch Coach Tommy T throw his best efforts at the Joker, and he laughed at that shit and still gave us a double double, almost triple double, or a triple double. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the part that worries me, that we can't slow down the Joker in no way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't think nobody can at this point. You know what I mean? And we don't have enough people on our roster that could just go out and get a bucket. You know what I mean? Those Jalen those times when Jalen Brunson is not on the court is always gonna worry me, especially in the finals. Uh that Burrow
He
kid
might not get a break if we get to the finals.
Oh God,
He played
but
48.
you, you
he gonna
can't
need
play
it.
in 48 on seven games. You know what I mean? But if he could do it, I ain't get mad at him neither. You know what I mean? But I everybody else in the Eastern Conference, Knicks in 6, man. You know what I mean? And that's the highest. I'm saying first round, Knicks in 4. You know what I mean? Second round, depending on who we playing, Knicks in 5. Eastern Conference Finals, if we go against Boston, Knicks in 6. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel with the finals, and especially if it's not the Nuggets, we're gonna win. I give you that.
I'm gonna say this though, because the Nuggets know how it feels to go 50 plus years without a title. Cause they just won theirs just recently. So they know what the hunger is. Right now, the Knicks are playing with that same they playing with hunger right now. You know, if they go into the playoff peaking like this, they're gonna be hard to beat. And if Denver's the team that we're facing, you know, they might be facing a different kind of Knick team from when they faced them in that last game. You know, so I mean, you know, you never know. Anything is possible, man. Anything is possible.
So yeah, I agree. So we about to get up out of here. Uh, Shout out to Eru for pulling up tonight. First and
Facts,
foremost,
facts.
you know what I mean.
Definitely.
Check him out, Die Hard Nick podcast. Yeah, I mean he pops up on YouTube. I googled just to make sure. You know what I mean? He pops up on YouTube. Die Hard Nick
All
podcast. Check him
platforms,
out. He do
all
the
platforms.
live all platforms too. You know what I mean? And he does on his YouTube a live Knicks watch. You know what I mean? And he got some insight, man. I ain't gonna lie. I went back and watched some of the joints. I was like, damn, I was thinking the same shit when this was happening. You know what I mean? So definitely got some dope insight. Check him out. If you still in the building, which I see that you are, because y'all don't like to follow instructions, right? I need some brooms in the chat. I need some brooms in the chat so I can sign out. You know what I mean? And I need some likes. You heard? But yeah, we play again Sunday.
Sunday the Bulls.
Finish it up.
50 wins, y'all.
50 wins, baby. Let's go.
I'm with it.
Yeah,
50 wins.
We got to become an Orlando Magic fan too because they got to beat the Bucks the last game for to give us that second seed.
Yeah, that's
This is
right.
a fact. Thank you for reminding me because I definitely forgot about that. Because
They play
second
at the
seed
same time
started.
too. So while we watching the Knicks game, we gotta be paying attention to that score on the phone. You know what I'm
Don't worry, Edro. I'll be
That's
tuned in.
And the crazy part is that that bottom part of the conference is all tied up right now. The Magic, the Sixers, and the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Sixers trying to
all
get out of the
tied
plane.
up. Right.
Yeah.
So right now we in third. And if it was to end today, we playing the Sixers first round.
saying?
Yeah, nah,
Listen,
I ain't gonna lie. I think we could beat the Sixers, but I'd rather not play them in the first round.
Facts.
Yeah.
So
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Sunday's gonna be interesting. We gotta
Uh-huh.
win. We gotta
you
win.
know, I'll tell you this though. If we play the Sixers in the first round, that'll be a perfect test for the Knicks. That'll be the perfect test for them, bro.
Yeah, facts. But if we do play the Sixers, we gotta get them out of here in five or less.
Facts.
You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
Because
Easy
you don't
go.
want to go into the second round battle tested and wary. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to
That's
do that.
true. That's true.
Again, we not 100%. If we had Julius Randle, I don't give a fuck who want what. You know what I mean? Like I don't care who we played in the first round. It's just the fact that I know for a fact the physicality that Jalen Brunson is going to be faced with on a night to night basis. I'd rather have some rest in between the series. You know what I mean? That's it.
Facts.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Press that like button. Keep on putting them brooms in the chat. Appreciate y'all. I got to work on Friday, guys. I'm sorry to tell y'all. I mean, not Friday, Sunday. Got to work on. There we go. There we go. The hearts. I
Oh,
don't know how you
shit.
do it. I don't know how you do it. It don't work for nobody else. I tried to do it. You know what I mean?
You got an iPhone,
But
Yeah, I got an iPhone.
huh?
oh, I'm not on. I got an iPad. Nah,
That's cool though.
but
I like that.
yeah. What? Yeah, I encourage her to do it every time we're about to end the show. You gotta do it. But yeah, we may not see you on Sunday, But Monday we'll be around. You heard?
Well,
All right,
if we get
here.
the 50 wins, I might pull up.
Facts.
And then I'll be doing a double, so I don't want to be able to pull up for that. But yeah, I hope you pull up, Kev. But yeah, if Kev don't pull up Monday, we out. We live.